Hey guys, Mark here, Celtic Crossbows. Welcome to part 2 of Santa's sack and fitting the Picattiny rail on your Steambow Stinger 2 AR6 for the Ally mag. Stay tuned. Ho 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 ho! Hey guys, welcome back. This is part 2 of a two-part mini-series. Part 1 was fitting the Picattiny rail to your new magazine lid. This is part 2, showing you how to actually install it. Thanks for watching, and have a great Christmas, guys. Bye bye. Right then guys, we're on to stage 2 now. We've done stage 1 of fitting your Picattiny rail to your replacement lid. The next stage now is actually fitting the magazine. You will need your Steambow spanner, which comes supplied with your kit. Simply locks in there. And take it out. Now don't forget, your extra washers on this magazine, which come with the kit, to protect your runs on the side and to stop you from damaging your magazine. Bolts out, extra washer there. Here's your nut. And when you take your magazine off, there's extra washers on the inside as well. Here's one, and here's the other. So keep them all together, you don't want to lose them. So here's your nuts, your washers, that's my spare one. Here's your lock in it. Now the first thing we're going to do is drive out this steel bar in the top by here. Before we take out the magazine lid, pay extra attention as to where everything goes. So look at the top, you have your spring. Your spring feeds through from inside and it comes through to a 45-degree bend in the magazine system by here. The one on the top is held underneath our spring retainer here. So that's something we want to look at now when we drive it through. So first of all, find yourself a small punch, something big enough which will fit the hole. It drives through from the left to the right. That locked up nice, flying up nice. That lines up just nice. Right, now just need a hammer now just to tap it through. As you see now, the pin is coming through nicely, so it doesn't fall on the floor. And support our magazine, because we don't want that falling anyway and getting damaged either. Make sure now we've got sufficient clearance with that. That's coming through nice. So you just check every now and then to make sure you're drifting through evenly and you're not damaging the thing on the way through. Okay, with the pin now pushed through, now looking on the spring, keep our thumb over it, we can now pull out our pin. Keep it safe, keep it facing the way on your right hand side you took it out, and release our magazine, and out it comes with the spring detent, the bent spring on top and the hook underneath. Our trapdoor's off. You can see our two fixing screws on the back, our spring which is held in place there. So the first job we need to do is take off this retaining spring and transfer it over onto the new magazine lid with the Allen keys on. Remember the orientation of where everything goes. So always lining the things up the same to give you memory. So the top screw is coming out now. When you take off the plate, now there's our screw there, look, is in place. Now to save faffing around, we are now just going to put this lever straight onto there. We could reuse the other spring, we could reuse the other pin, but we're not. For the simple reason, the spring has already been bent into shape to lock into the lid. Come on, you bugger, line up. Stop giving me a hard time. First screw in. My second screw in, now just nip them down. This pin is holding the spring in place, so you know it's perfectly central for when you're fitted now. There's a tweak, 1/8 of a turn, because only alloy. Don't want to strip the threads. Last thing you want to strip the threads. There we are. That's the lid fitted in place. Now, all we have to do, you see there's a little bend in the arm of that now, and transfer that bend into this one here. So you now successfully removed the top of the lid from here. These are the two countersinks I told you about before. The spring's out, and it's now transferred over to this magazine. Now all you have to do, this hook here, when she goes in on the magazine, is make sure she's bent right over to lock in. In order to do this, you're going to put the magazine down in and flick the spring down over and drive the pin through. It's going to be a bit fiddly. I'm going to do this off camera, but basically the spring here, we're just going to bend it down over 45 degrees and lock it in underneath where it fits on this lid right here. You're putting your pin back in. The pin is slightly fatter in the middle. You see here it's got an engraved shoulder to bite into the aluminium. So once it's driven in, it locks in. This is your locking device, the ridge here, bites into the aluminium frame. She will only drift in the one way as well, so when you're looking, you might see it on camera, you might not. The hole on one side is actually millimetres bigger on the one than the other. So when you're drifting, be careful, because I glanced with a hammer, as you can see here, and scratched it. That's nothing, that can be touched up. So now we're going to refit the magazine with our newly installed Picattiny rail. So installing our magazine now, you remember from before, you have the fat side of your magazine. One washer goes in there. Thus, you've got grease on it already, that's why it's sticking. So one washer goes in there on that side, and you drive your pin down through. Locking nuts now, I've got a washer on the inside there, a washer on the inside of the locking nut on that side, and now it's just a simple matter of retightening your magazine. Again, don't go wrenching up on it like you're tightening a wheel nut on a Mack truck. It just wants a little nip. Because the nylock locking nut will stop it from moving anyway. So as I show you now with the lid, different to before is because you've got the weight now of your single point sight on the back. You don't have to hold it by hand, but the spring is still enough with a weight counterbalancing on the front, which means you don't have to physically hold the lid open. The weight now of the sight on the front holds it open for you. So you'll be slightly pointing downhill with the unsprung plastic mag and has the same effect. Although you do get some assistance here with the spring, as you can see. What's the advantage with this sight on the back? you've just gained an extra 3 Picattiny mounts. How cool is that? So you've now got your 3 Picattiny mounts on your front, a Picattiny mount under here. You've got a Picattiny mount on here, yes, which is now being occupied by the sight, but with this particular red dot sight, you've now got an extra 3 Picattiny mounts on here as well, so you can have your quiver, your knife, single point green sight on the front, or you can have your spotlight on the top, infrared bloodlight sight on the side. You can have your kit now fully loaded with every option you want on it. Okay then guys, here we are with our finished product. Your new Picattiny rail is mounted, nice and secure. You've gained an extra 3 mounts on the back from your sight. We've also packed the back of the magazine with a little bit of duct tape, as you can see here. So when it closes, it's no longer metal against metal, it's now got the rubber spacing inside, so it's a nice secure lockup now on your catch as well, so it improves your sighting from the rail. It makes it a much better view. Get right in my crook because I can get it properly. A much better view in the system. And also don't forget, mind, I got this on double rails as well on quick release. If you want to drop it down by nearly 3/4 of an inch, you can, just by putting it straight on to the rail instead of a quick release in between. But I like the quick release because you can just thumb off and go straight back, because you can still see your front sight, you can still line it up and still use it for quick acquisition in the case that your battery fails and you need an emergency backup. Next time we're going to have a look at flip up sights and see if they work just as good running from the front to the rear, and see what we can do with those. Thanks and bye bye.